bye week for us here, so it was, you look at our group, I think we got a lot of young guys that got to keep growing their game, so try to take advantage of it. And I think, our goal, we told our guys we want to be better in 2 weeks than we were, when we were up at Northern. We feel like we've gotten better here and excited about getting into a Big Ten play. I mean, I think that you look at how the teams have done across our conference. I mean, it's going to be super competitive and looking forward to getting going.
One of the things I've been surprised by is early in the season, there hasn't been a lot of maybe line shuffling or anything like that. And I know you like to keep guys together and build chemistry and that, but the benefits that gives you down the stretch, I mean, what are you seeing from that sort of structure and stability?
Yeah, I mean, I think you try to put some thought into why you put lines together, and then if guys have success, or it's not just in the games. We're watching practice, right? So, I believe chemistry takes time, and you got to build off it. And I also think, you can't just, in my opinion, just change things to change things. There's got to be a purpose, right? I want our guys to understand if we do something, there's a purpose to it. And so far, we've liked our combination. Doesn't mean they're not going to change, but I think if you look at our team, we have depth and we have options, and so far it's worked for us. But that doesn't mean it won't change.
And if you have a long season, how do you maintain that edge of trying to get better every weekend? That's tough to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to like, really recruiting people that are interested in that, you know what I mean? And obviously, for us, the games are for the guys, and, practice is where you get better. And so we got to, find guys that understand that and believe in that and are passionate about it, right? And I've really enjoyed this group. They love being at the rink. They got a ton of energy. They got a ton of juice every day, and it's early. We got to make sure we maintain that, and I think big part of college with the length of the season is making sure your tail's got to be wagging when you come to the rink, and that's part of our job as coaches too, right? You got to make sure that it's fun and it's competitive. And I think if you watch our practices, we practice hard, but I think it goes back to like targeting kids that are truly passionate about, hey, hockey's a long season, but I want to get better every day. I'm dying to get better and improve every day, and I feel like we've got a group of guys that understand that.
Ask Tatum about his time here and what's gone and what he's noticed. He said the most impressive thing to him is nothing is given here. Everything is earned. That's got to be music to your ears, and I'm going to guess you've lost a recruit or two over the years by not promising him anything, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I don't know for sure if that's the case why they don't come, but I do think when you recruit, you really got to be who you are, because their family's making this decision on, like, this is what we're signing up for. And so when you come on a visit, we are going to be ourselves, and some people like and come, and some don't like and they don't come, and that's totally fine. But I think we're doing a disservice to our guys if it's about promises and guarantees. I think the age that we start recruiting players, that's a wrong way to start a relationship. I think the world they're going to get into, not just in hockey and life, is if you want something, you got to earn it. No one's going to hand something to you. And I think for our guys, once you sign up for that, it's a little bit of a badge of honor, right? Like, I didn't have to be told or promised anything. I'm going to come here, and I have some real confidence and a genuine swagger that if I'm given an opportunity, I'll earn it.
And from what you've seen on video, what has made Penn State so successful this season and dangerous?
Well, I think they've always, we played them every year here, right? They've been a dangerous team, and I think our conference is just deep, and they had a slow start and had a heck of a finish to be a Frozen Four team, right? So they're very, very good in transition. They can tax you. Definitely, their power play is very good. They got a ton of talent on the roster. You look at not only the they got the line that's really producing, but the depth throughout. And so yeah, I mean, that's a huge. They're having a great start to the season. It'll be a huge test for us.
Coach, you mentioned power plays for Penn State, but this week, what has been the focus in execution for power plays and penalty kills?
Well, I mean, I think we've talked a lot as a group, right? As one of the things we want to try to be as a team is be competitive, and part of being competitive is execution. I really believe that. Like, you look at some of the best players in the world, they compete with their execution. It's at a super high level, right? So it's when you got a man advantage, the execution's got to be super high. So we practice that, and it's not just when you're working on power play, right? It's every moment in practice, the execution needs to be high, and it needs to be at a high level, and same killing. So, I think that we've talked a lot about that and executing at a high level. And, you're not always going to score on the power play, but you want to create momentum for your team. Penalty kill, same thing. You can create momentum for your team. And at the end of the day, they got an extra guy or two out there, and you're going to need your goalie to make some saves. And I would say the other thing is I've liked about this group is they got a lot of passion, and I think we gotta make sure that, that doesn't boil over. And I think as a coach, you never wanna take that away from your team, but you gotta get right to the line, and so there's a difference between playing with emotion or playing emotional, and when we play emotional, we get in trouble, and when we play with emotion, I think we're a pretty good team.
Your players can sort of feel the energy behind a matchup like this with a team like Penn State and some of the guys they have in that team. I think Gavin McKenna is a guy that draws a lot of attention, but how do you message sort of avoiding straying into the emotional and sort of getting off track there when you have a big matchup like this?
Well, I mean, I would say that for us, we respect our opponents, right? And obviously got a heck of a hockey team. Our sole focus is on ourselves and getting better and playing our best brand of hockey that we can play. And that's why when we talk to our guys, right, we're not judging it off the scoreboard. We're judging off of if we're playing our best. And in our sport, I think that's really critical, and getting the guys to buy into that and understand, hey, we gotta go out and focus on us and go be us. And we definitely do our homework on opponents, and definitely our guys are aware of things. But at the end of the day, I'm a big believer, especially the age of our guys. Like we gotta focus on our team, and that's what we spend the majority of our energy on. Is how do we try to be our best every day?
Is it hard to keep that focus though? Because it feels like, I mean, all the hype and you think of the outside influences that these guys see all the time. Like there's a lot of things pulling them in different directions.
Yeah, there's noise, right? And so noise, like I've said it before, right? There's noise when you're good, there's noise when you're bad, and neither one of them are good. And we encourage our guys I get the world they live in, and social media. I encourage them to stay off it. They're young adults and they got to make decisions. But I think the longer guys play, and you look at pros, I mean, they probably don't spend much time worrying about what other people think, right? So you got to focus on, did I have a good day today? If I did, I got to do it again tomorrow. If I didn't have a good day, I got to have a good day tomorrow. And it's a simple mindset, but I think that's something they can take with them the rest of their life, right? There's our world, there's a ton of different noise, and you got to be convicted in who you need to be as a player, who we need to be as a team, and you got to try to be that every day.
I'm gonna guess that you probably don't even approach this weekend with the big game mentality that we will, 1 against number 3 and Big Ten this is just the next opponent in your mind, right?
I believe in that, yeah, and we respect everyone we play, and so we're always going to go out there, and our plan is, or our goal is to go out and try to play our best that we can play, and you try to do that, and you string them together, and I think we've done that since the 3.5 years we've been here, and I think a number of times we've been in this room, and people have said this is the biggest weekend, this is the biggest weekend, this is the biggest weekend. For us, is like every weekend's big, like we got an opportunity to show, what if we're getting better or areas we got to keep working on, and we got to maintain that mindset. I'm a big believer in it, because at the end of the day, you want to be consistent, right? And so when we put our jersey on Friday night, us as coaches, the players, your teammates, the guys next to you, you should know exactly what you're getting from someone, right? And so it can't just be, I played good this weekend and not. It's so I think maintaining that mindset, hey, this is 1 weekend at a time, 1 practice at a time. Try to dominate the day, and the results will take care of themselves.
About a month into playing games, where have you seen the team get better throughout the season?
I think our execution's gotten better. I thought we talked about it when we played New Hampshire, right? We thought we played pretty good the game we lost, but some of our execution breaking the puck out wasn't great. I thought that was probably the biggest jump. I think we've gotten better away from the puck. I still think we have room to grow, and I think as you get into conference play, you're going to get tested more in that area, right? So. But I think just even on an individual basis, like, we test our guys in the weight room. Are they getting faster? Are they getting stronger? Are they putting on good weight? And, so far the guys have done that. And I give them credit, because that's just not what happens when we're at the rink, right? It's away from the rink and lifestyle decisions and your commitment level, the sacrifice you make to try to be the team that you talk about being. And so I think we've grown in a lot of different areas, but we are young, like a lot of teams in the country, and that's exciting, because there's the ceiling's high.
But a game like a matchup like this not being on television, other than not being on media, would you like to see this, the program you built, a matchup like this, as a college hockey fan, that this sort of be something that got priority?
Yeah, I mean, that's out of my control. I don't spend much time thinking about it, to be honest with you. I just want our guys to play their best on Friday and have a good practice tomorrow. But I think you look at, we went out to BU, and I think that was the most viewed game since 2018, and that's a pretty good sign for college hockey, right? And so, obviously at the end of the day, these networks gotta make decisions on it. It comes down to dollars and cents, right? And so I think anyone that gets exposed to college hockey knows how great of a product it is. I think the more we can expose it, I think more people will get, addicted to it a little bit, because I think it is an addicting sport. And, but that's above my pay grade, and, we just gotta make sure we do our job, when we play, that we play the game the right way. We give our best effort, and I think over time, I think it's happened more and more. Games are on TV for ESPN to pick it up. I think that was a huge moment for college hockey, and I think you'll see more.
Opening Big Ten play with a series like this and relying on as many freshmen as you do, how much more important does that make, having already played the Boston series and having, given those guys kind of an environment like we'll probably experience this weekend?
Yeah, that was a good test. I mean, I think BU was probably thinking the same, right? You want to find some things out about your team, and you want to get some experience. It was good to go out on the road. This is an opportunity to start league play at home, and I think if you look at the Big Ten, I mean, this isn't coach talk. Like anyone can beat anyone. I think every team's good, and so that's why it's a blessing to play in this conference, because you're going to get tested, right? There are no nights off. There are no cupcake games. Like you got to be ready to go. And but I definitely think having some experience of playing against a team like BU, I think even going up to Northern, right? It's a historic program. New Hampshire, was a team that was right on the bubble for the tournament last year. So we've played some good teams here, and but this will be a really good test for our group, and I think our guys are excited about it.
Entering Big Ten competition off of a bye, what are the challenges with that? Do you maybe wish you had played last week, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys want to play, right? I don't love buys, especially early, right? It's one thing if it's later in the year and you're banged up, like knock on wood, we're relatively healthy, but that's the schedule, right? So that, we can't control that, and this is the dates that we were picked to have the bye week. You got to leave it off because it's potential Big Ten play for non-conference, and we were picked to have the bye, and so we had the bye, So then we got to look at it through the lens of, hey, we got an opportunity here for 2 weeks to it's not put your feet up and relax here. We got a lot to work on. We got to keep getting better, and we got to take advantage every day. And I feel like our group has. We still have 2 practices to do it the rest of the week, but I mean, a perfect world, you'd like to keep playing, but the schedule is what it is.